And security cameras are one of the things I review on my channel. I get a lot of questions from people about good camera systems that are affordable and don't have hidden fees. In a bit of good timing, the folks from Anona reached out and asked me if I'd like to do a sponsored post. So big thanks to them for sponsoring this video. And as a note, I only take sponsorships from companies whose products I've used and actually like. That's why I was really stoked when the folks at Anona reached out and asked if I wanted to do a sponsored video for this, the Anona Aurora 4K security camera with solar power. This camera hits all the marks of the things that people have been asking for. It's high resolution, it's compact, it's got a gigantic battery, it has a solar panel to keep it running, and it has advanced features that many of the other camera systems charge you for. It's super easy to set up, it's super easy to use, you don't need a hub, you don't need a cloud subscription, it's all right in this package. There are a ton of features in this camera, but it is freezing up here, so let's go inside to the studio where it is warmer, and I'll give you my thoughts on this camera. People are tired of security cameras that feel more like a subscription trap. You buy the camera, but then you have to spend extra money on a subscription just to get the advanced features like subject detection. Also, with most security cameras, you either need a hub to store video footage on, or you have to buy extra memory cards to put into it, so those are kind of hidden costs that people don't want as well. This is an all-in-one solution that has everything that you need in the box. There's a solar panel with a nice long USB-C cable, there are mounting brackets, screws, and there's the camera itself. What stood out to me was the fact that once you open up the box, you're ready to go. That's it, you don't need to buy anything else. One of the reasons why is because it's got a massive 32 gigabytes of storage inside the device, so you don't have to buy a micro SD card or a hub just to be able to store and play back your video. Alright, so let's take a closer look at the camera. It's got a really nice compact design and it's packed full of features. On the front, of course, you've got the 4K lens, you've got floodlights, and you've got the sensors that helps detect the subjects. Flip it around and there's just the mounting bracket. On the bottom there's a sync button, I'll get back to that in a second, and a charging port. I really like that the port is on the bottom because most cameras have it on the top or on the back, and rain can get into that and really mess up the camera. With the port on the bottom, that's not going to happen. Oh, and this thing has a 10,000 milliamp hour battery. That is some serious battery power. In fact, once I installed it and pointed the solar panel at the sun, it has had 100% battery power the entire time I've been using it. Alright, so let's talk about features. First up, you get 4K Ultra HD video. Ultra HD is the same thing as 4K. But the great thing about 4K video is both it gives you really high resolution, but you can also crop in on an image and still have detail. The 4K resolution is really important in order to be able to see and figure out what's going on. And if God forbid you ever have to give your footage to the police department, the more detail you have, the more likely they are to figure out what's going on in the scene and make some arrests based on that. When I first moved into my house 25 years ago, I installed this really complicated wired system and the resolution was like 480. It was really high resolution at the time for a security camera, but the footage was awful. It recorded all day long, but if I needed to see anything, I couldn't really tell what was going on. In fact, once I had to use it because someone broke into my car. There was almost no detail of the person's face. The police only found the person because they recognized the clothing that they were wearing because they had seen that person on a previous night. Back to the features. It has fantastic resolution, daytime or night. The footage is sharp and clear. There's also color night vision mode with a starlight sensor. A starlight sensor is capable of gathering a lot of light by itself, so you don't need extra light in order to be able to capture footage. As I said before, it comes with 32 gigabyte of internal storage, so all of your events are saved directly to the camera. In fact, it can record 24/7, and that's one of the features you usually have to pay for on another camera system. That's also included. So plug in the camera, it records constantly. The camera is IP67 weather resistant, which makes it perfect for outdoor use. It can handle rain, snow, or shine. Don't drop it into a pool. Other than that, it can handle just about anything you throw at it. The camera also offers multi-object detection. That means it can distinguish between people, vehicles, pets, and packages. And those are features that are often hidden behind a paywall in other cameras. And that means that with some of the systems, you can get people, vision, pet, and package detection. You just have to pay extra for that. So with this one, no subscription fees. Did I say that enough? There are no subscription fees. Setting up the camera is remarkably simple. Most security cameras these days are pretty plug and play. You connect them to your house, you turn them on, and you go. All you have to do is download the Anona app. When you first turn on the camera, it goes automatically into sync mode.
Waiting for connection.
You connect it to your Wi-Fi network, you give the camera a name, and that's it, you're ready to go. The solar panel is easy to mount. It's got 3 holes in it, you get 3 screws, it's got a swivel mount on it so you can pivot the camera. You should mount it about 7 to 10 feet above the ground and tilt it slightly downward. That lets the motion detection sensor see what's going on. Once you've installed the camera and the solar panel, you simply plug the solar panel into the camera on the bottom and you're good to go. And if you're not sure how to connect something to your wall and plug it in, the app will walk you through it step by step. Okay, so from inside the app, you get access to live feeds from your camera, you see snapshots and even time-lapse videos through your day. You can talk to visitors or intruders in real time, and the built-in microphone picks up sound excellently. Want to scare someone off? Just hit the alarm button. At night, this camera really shines. You've got 3 modes. Starlight night vision gives you clear, full-color images without needing extra light. Infrared mode switches to black and white for clarity in pitch darkness, and full-color night vision mode activates the floodlights for vivid, illuminated recordings. Now, I already have motion detection lights outside, so most of my recordings are using the light from those. But check this out. This is the footage from one of the other cameras I have tested, and this is the footage at night from this camera. So the app is really full-featured. Inside of it, you can set motion detection zones to avoid false alerts from things like cars going by. You can adjust the sensitivity to fine-tune what kind of things you want it to notify you about. And there's a cool privacy zone feature that blocks specific areas like a neighbor's yard. Turns out neighbors don't really like you taking videos of them in the pool. Who knew? You can view time-lapse recordings, the camera will compile them for you automatically and download them directly to your photo album and send them to anybody that you want. And since they're 4K, you can zoom in and take a look at what's in the camera. Like I mentioned before, one of the big points about this camera is that there are no hidden costs. You don't have to buy a hub. You just buy it, set it up, and that's it. And again, none of the features are locked behind a paywall. You get everything working right out of the box. So is the Anona Aurora worth it? Well, I think so. I absolutely wouldn't have taken a sponsorship from this company for this camera if I thought it was going to be terrible. The last thing I want is to recommend something for you that you hate. But what you get is a 4K camera with fantastic night vision, a solar-powered battery that will last like forever, and all the features built in. They've even given me a discount code for viewers, which you can find below. If you want to pick up one for yourself, check out the links in the description below. And if you have any questions about the camera system, drop them in the comments. I'd love to help. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The subscribe is up here somewhere and down there. For Dave Tries This, I'm David Schloss, and as always, thanks so much for giving this a try.